Man is not disturbed by events, but by the views he takes of them. Epictetus. In the grand tapestry of life, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, there is an emotion that we all must confront sooner or later. It is a feeling that seems to have an uncanny ability to cloud our judgment, distort our perception, and consume our well-being. That emotion is frustration, and it is the crucible through which our patience and fortitude are tested. But how can we, as Stoics, navigate the tempestuous seas of frustration with the wisdom of our forebears? With the simplicity and humility of an elder Stoic, let us embark on a journey to uncover 7 Stoic practices to handle frustration. These age-old practices, rooted in the teachings of Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, offer a timeless guide to mastering our emotions, maintaining tranquility, and living a life in accordance with nature. Practice 1. Recognize the inner citadel. In the face of frustration, it is vital to recognize the inner citadel of your mind. Picture your inner self as a fortress, a sanctuary that no external event can breach without your consent. This imagery, borrowed from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, serves as a reminder that your thoughts and reactions are within your control, even when circumstances are not. Imagine you are facing an unexpected traffic jam on your way to an important meeting. Frustration begins to well up inside you, threatening to undermine your composure. Take a moment to recognize your inner citadel and ask yourself, is this traffic jam within my control? Can I change it? The answer is, more often than not, no. However, your reaction to it is absolutely within your control. By acknowledging this, you detach yourself from the external event and shift your focus to the only thing you can truly govern, your response. As Epictetus advised, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. So fortify your inner citadel and remain steadfast in the face of frustration. Practice 2. The Stoic pause. In our daily lives, it's not uncommon to encounter situations that can provoke frustration, anger, or other intense emotions. Our immediate instinct might be to react impulsively, letting our emotions take the lead. However, for those who have embraced Stoicism as a guiding philosophy, there is a deeper understanding that knee-jerk reactions and irrational outbursts are counterproductive, often making the situation worse. To counteract this tendency, Stoics have developed a valuable practice known as the Stoic pause. The Stoic pause is like an emotional shield, providing us with a moment of reflection and pause before we allow our emotions to dictate our responses to external events that stir frustration or anger. In this brief pause, we have the opportunity to collect our thoughts, engage our reason, and determine the most rational course of action. It is a practice rooted in the wisdom of Stoic philosophers like Seneca, who famously said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." So why is the Stoic pause so important, and how can it be applied in our daily lives? Let's delve deeper into the significance of this practice and explore some practical ways to incorporate it into your routine. The Stoic pause serves as a crucial tool for emotional resilience. It enables us to navigate life's challenges with a sense of calm and reason, rather than succumbing to the chaotic whims of our emotions. In essence, it provides us with a vital pause button for our reactions, allowing us to respond more intentionally and thoughtfully to the various stimuli that can trigger frustration. When confronted with a frustrating situation, the initial emotional response often clouds our judgment and makes us prone to impulsive actions. The Stoic pause intervenes at this critical juncture, giving us a brief respite during which we can step back and gain perspective. It's a moment to ask ourselves, is my immediate emotional reaction the most rational and productive response to this situation? In this pause, we are encouraged to harness the wisdom of our Stoic philosophy. We remind ourselves that external events are not inherently good or bad. It is our perception and judgment that imbue them with meaning. By practicing the Stoic pause, we challenge our initial emotional reactions and open the door to a more rational assessment of the situation. Seneca's words resonate deeply in this context, when he suggests that we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. He underscores the power of our minds to magnify the negative impact of events through our emotional reactions. The Stoic pause allows us to distinguish between what is truly harmful and what is merely a product of our imagination, fears, or irrational responses. Practice 3. The dichotomy of control. The wisdom of the Stoic philosophers lies in their understanding of the dichotomy of control. They divided external events into two categories, those we have control over and those we do not. Frustration often arises from attempting to control the uncontrollable, and it is in this struggle that we sow the seeds of our discontent. As Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, proclaimed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." To handle frustration effectively, one must constantly remind themselves of this fundamental truth. Consider a farmer laboring in the fields, toiling with all his might to change the weather. His frustration builds as he tries to control the uncontrollable, ultimately leading to despair. Similarly, we must recognize that some things are beyond our influence, and our attempts to change them will only result in frustration. Instead, focus your efforts and energy on what you can control, your thoughts, emotions, and actions. By embracing the dichotomy of control, you will find liberation from the shackles of frustration and cultivate inner peace. Practice 4. The art of acceptance. Frustration often emerges when our expectations clash with reality. In these moments, the Stoic practice of acceptance can be a profound balm for the soul, offering solace and wisdom in the face of life's many challenges. Instead of resisting or resenting the circumstances you cannot change, embrace them with equanimity and grace. The art of acceptance is a powerful tool in the arsenal of personal growth and emotional well-being. It is a practice that encourages us to look inward and cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness. By acknowledging our own limitations and understanding that we cannot control every aspect of our lives, we open the door to a more serene and fulfilling existence. When we confront situations that are beyond our control, it is all too easy to become mired in negativity and frustration. The Stoic philosophy encourages us to shift our perspective and consider the benefits of acceptance. Rather than railing against the inevitable, we can choose to focus our energy on how we respond to these challenges. This shift in mindset empowers us to find peace in the midst of chaos and to develop the resilience needed to navigate life's unpredictable twists and turns. Acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity. It is not a call to give up on our goals and dreams. Instead, it is an invitation to recognize the boundaries of our influence and to redirect our efforts towards those aspects of our lives that we can control. This conscious choice allows us to channel our energy into areas where we can make a real difference, ultimately leading to greater fulfillment and contentment. Practice 5. Negative visualization. Stoicism invites us to practice negative visualization, a technique that involves contemplating the worst possible outcomes. This might seem counterintuitive, but it is a powerful tool for reducing frustration and cultivating gratitude. By exploring the darkest corners of our imagination and contemplating the potential misfortunes and adversities that could befall us, we prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for the uncertainties of life. This process allows us to confront our fears and anxieties head-on, diminishing their power and influence over us. In a world where we often find ourselves preoccupied with the pursuit of happiness and the avoidance of discomfort, negative visualization serves as a valuable reminder of the impermanence of life and the inevitability of challenges. Through this practice, we are compelled to acknowledge the fragility of our circumstances, recognizing that the things we often take for granted could be taken away from us at any moment. In doing so, we come to a profound understanding of the value of our relationships, possessions, and experiences. This newfound awareness instills a deep sense of gratitude within us, as we learn to cherish the present moment and the blessings it holds. Practice 6. Journaling and self-examination. Self-examination is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The practice of keeping a journal can be your guide in navigating the labyrinth of frustration. Every day, set aside time to record your thoughts, emotions, and responses to external events. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Your journal can serve as a reminder of this privilege and a record of your journey towards emotional mastery. When faced with frustration, open your journal and reflect on your past encounters with this emotion. What triggered it? How did you react? What could you have done differently? This self-examination allows you to identify patterns and work on your reactions over time. By maintaining this introspective practice, You can gain insight into your thought processes and gradually change your responses to frustration. This, in turn, empowers you to lead a life in harmony with your inner Stoic. Practice 7. The wisdom of gratitude. The final Stoic practice to handle frustration is the cultivation of gratitude. The great Roman philosopher Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Frustration often arises from a fixation on what we lack or the desire for more. Gratitude serves as a counterbalance to this discontent by shifting your focus to what you have. Every evening, take a moment to reflect on the day's events and express gratitude for the simple pleasures and meaningful moments you experienced. Imagine a day filled with frustrating setbacks and challenges, yet, in the quiet of the evening, you can still find gratitude in the warmth of a loved one's smile, the taste of a delicious meal, or the comfort of a cozy bed. As a Stoic, you understand that external events are fleeting, and the pursuit of external pleasures can lead to an unending cycle of frustration. Instead, turn your attention to the here and now, and cultivate a sense of contentment with what you have. In conclusion, as a Stoic, you stand on the shoulders of the ancient philosophers who shared their wisdom on how to navigate the storms of life. Frustration is a natural part of the human experience, but by practicing these 7 Stoic principles, you can harness your inner strength and maintain tranquility in the face of adversity. Remember the inner citadel, where your thoughts and reactions are within your control. Embrace the Stoic pause to prevent impulsive responses. Understand the dichotomy of control to free yourself from the grip of frustration. Practice acceptance to make peace with the uncontrollable. Use negative visualization to find solace in the present moment. Journal and self-examine to understand your reactions. And finally, cultivate gratitude to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future.